This next set of exercises is great for strengthening the back, abdominals and glutes, and I call them the core four. We're going to do them on a yoga mat, but if you've got a carpet at home, that's fine. The first one's called the trunk curl, and I'm going to lie on my back for that. So, lie on the floor with your knees bent to around 90 degrees. Next thing, you put your hands on your thighs, and before you do the trunk curl, push your back down into the ground, hold that there, and slowly slide up until your fingertips reach your knees, hold for a couple of seconds, and then lower back down. We're going to just do another one. Push down into the ground with your back, and then you come up to the knees and slowly back down. One more time, pushing down to get rid of the arch in the back, and then coming up. Make sure your chin isn't poking, but you're tucking it in, looking through your knees, and then slide back down. For a slightly more advanced version, get your hands and cross them over your chest. Again, pushing down into the ground with your back to get rid of the arch, and then curling up, holding for a couple of seconds, and then slowly back down again. Back up, and down again. And a slightly more advanced version, hands together above your head, arms touching your ears, push down into the ground again, and come up. You might shake a little bit on this one because it's much harder, and then down again. The next exercise is also on your back, and it's called the bridge. We're going to put our hands now on the floor either side of us, and then you're going to use your glutes to lift your hips and pelvis off the ground, push down into the ground through your feet, and push up with your glutes, squeeze them together to lift your hips off the ground, hold for a couple of seconds again, and lower back down. Make sure that it's your hips and pelvis that you're lifting up off the ground and that you're not arching with your lower back. So it's just to here you want to come, so that your shoulders are in line with your knees as a straight line, and then slowly back down again. To make it slightly more advanced, come up and straighten a leg. The leg doesn't need to go up into the air, it just needs to be parallel with the other thigh. And then leg down, and then lower your hips and pelvis. So that's a more advanced version. Next we're going to do an exercise on our sides. We're going to do the side bridge. So the beginner version is knees bent, support the upper body on the elbow. Make sure that your elbow is underneath your shoulder here, and not out in front of you or tucked too far underneath. So perpendicular to the ground, knees back, feet behind you, hand resting on the side, and then we're going to come up, lifting the body off the ground, so the hip comes off the ground, so that you're in a kind of straight line, more or less, and then slowly back down. And then you're going to come back up again, and down. And you should be feeling it in your side here. And we're going to do, again, 10 repetitions. And if you want to make this one a little bit more hard, you can straighten your legs. So this is slightly more advanced. With the same principle, we're going to just lift the body off the ground and then down. You might again shake to begin with, but I'm sure as you get stronger, the shaking will go away. And we're going to hold that for a couple of seconds each time and back down. So that's your side bridge. Last exercise is on all fours. So you want to get into what I call the table position. So your hands are underneath your shoulders, shoulder width apart. Spread your fingers for stability, and your knees are hip width apart underneath your hips. Once you're in this position, tighten your abdominal muscles, so just brace them slightly, and then when you're ready, you're going to lift a leg straight to horizontal. Hold for a couple of seconds, back down, and lift again. And we don't want to see excessive movement of the torso, so we don't want to see any twisting or lifting the leg too high. It's just slowly lifting it off the ground to horizontal, and then knee back down, and then repeat. And you want to keep nice and still in the trunk. Making this one more advanced, we use opposite arms and legs. So I'm going to demonstrate with my left arm, right knee, Again, find your table position, brace the abdominals, and lift. And again, we're not lifting too high. We just want to be horizontal. You touch the knee underneath, and then again, slowly kind of sweeping the ground with your knee and hand, and then up again. Keeping the abdominals nice and tight. And do 10 on each side again. So that's it. That's our core 4. Good luck with those, and I'll see you soon.